Okay, go.
Hi everyone, Justin Moles from the Moles Group at Antero Los Gatos. Today we want to just give a brief update on the Sitzer Burnnett case that I'm sure most of you have heard about. We get a lot of questions about it. It was a class action lawsuit that came out of the Midwest, primarily Missouri and Illinois, that have no direct impact today in our market, but will have a long-term effect, we believe, in the future of real estate transactions. So first off, any transactions in that area, in that market, in the Midwest from 2015 to 2022 may actually be reviewed, but it has no position in our market today. So with the Sitzer Burnnett case, all it's doing is it opened up a way for our buyers and sellers to discuss a buyer's compensation. So today, in today's market, most often the seller and the listing agent set the commission price, and that's always negotiable, but the standard 6%, 3.5% to the seller, and 2.5% to the buyer's agent. This case was brought on because sellers in the Midwest were wondering why they had to pay 2.5% if they were representing the seller of their proceeds to the buyer's agent. Our explanation is simple. You want to have the best buyers. You want we want, if you're offering a 2.5% of net proceeds on the seller side, you want the best buyers to come in. You want that buyer's agent to sell that property for you, just as your listing agent's doing their part to sell the property representing the seller. So in today's market, it is 100% voluntary. It's negotiable. It doesn't have to be 6%. You could see in the future a buyer broker agreement. With that, the buyer broker agreement would be a way to protect the buyer's agent in the event that a selling agent, or a seller for that matter, because they have the directive to the selling agent, decide that, hey, they're not going to pay the buyer's agent's commission. So with that, that could in long term have two direct effects, right? First off, we have a fiduciary duty, so they should never, a buyer's agent should never look at a property, especially since they're syndicated or opened up on the World Wide Web for their clients to see all these properties before, almost as simultaneous as we see them in MLS. But they're going to go ahead, and if they do the 3.5%, if they only list it at 3.5%, they give nothing, to give a zero or give a penny to the buyer's agent. It may have a direct impact, right? You may not get a quality agent that has to do all the steps necessary, inspections, write a clean offer, hit the major milestones in every transaction. And the second effect, and probably the primary concern, is it's going to eliminate the home ownership in the United States is one of the biggest dreams, or the biggest asset you can acquire, right? It's the American dream. And with that, if the compensation now has to be put on the buyer to pay the buyer's agent, that money has to be as upfront cost. And it's hard enough for people, especially as our clients know in Silicon Valley, to accumulate for every $1,200,000, right, for 20% down. So with that, you would have, if you had to have another 2.5% on $1 million, that'd be another $22,500 they would have to come up with, and cannot be tied into your loan as a mortgage, because it's a service offered and it's not part of the mortgage process. So those are kind of the facts that we know, and we will obviously keep you in tune on what's going on. It's ever evolving. It has been appealed. The appeal start is in 30 days, which will probably be resolved in 2 years. So nothing will change as of today, but we will continue to see this progress in future markets.